Okay then, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is going to be the first of two videos. This one, I am literally just going to talk about these exercises I put into my speed training program for just improving your speed and agility and acceleration on the field. If that's, sprinting, or if it's, in rugby or soccer or anything, it'll all be applicable. However, there's also, I'm not saying I'm the best at this. I am a PT and I am a strength and conditioning coach. I am by no means the expert on sprinting, but I will give you what I know. And here is just a bunch of exercises that I have learned from other strength and conditioning coaches and other places, and just my experience training people that I find very effective for improving your speed. And I just don't think I couldn't really look them up anywhere else on YouTube or the internet and to show them. So hence why I'm going to demonstrate them here, which could just be because I've called them literally the wrong name. Completely possible. I really don't pay attention to what things are called. I just call them how I see them, quite frankly. But I also don't think a lot of them are actually here on YouTube, and I'm going to quickly demo the progressions, and give a very brief why we want to do it, what it's working. My second video, I'm going to talk more in depth about why we do any of this kind of crap. The philosophy, at least my philosophy, but the general philosophy behind speed, power, strength, all that kind of stuff, injuries, stretching, the whole 9 yards kind of there. It won't be particularly in depth, but it will be a bit more of a chat, and I'll explain some of the things more of like against misconceptions and explaining why I often say things certain ways, just so, and I often teach people to do things certain ways, because I know a lot of people are like, that's not what I know from things, because there's a lot of misinformation out there. So I'm going to try and help clarify some of that. And look, I may be wrong on some of these. I'm not going to deny that. It's, I wouldn't say unlikely. From my experience, I'm not wrong with this, but I may be wrong in small ways and miss nuance. So there may be nuances that I just blow over, or I don't know about, and I will usually know when I don't know the nuance on it, and I'm just giving you the broad range. I can't really think. I'm fairly certain, well, I am certain that I've got all of this right. And if you're like, hang on, that sounds completely wrong, totally ask me any questions about it. Because I'm not perfect. I may have got something wrong. I may have just said it weirdly. Ask me questions, be like, hey man, that doesn't seem right to me. And if I have an explanation for it, awesome, means I'm, good. If not, I will find out what I've, I will fix it. We will figure out if I've done something wrong, and I'll find out the actual thing about it. So always feel free to ask me questions. I am not by any means stuck in my ways. I'm telling you what I know, and I always love to learn more. So if you know something, feel free to tell me, and we'll talk about it, and we can either I'll explain why I'm pretty sure the way I said was the way, and I'll make sure to do more research if you have a legitimate thing, or hell, I learned something new, which I'm super keen about. I'm always keen to learn new things about this field of strength and conditioning. Anyway, now it's already maybe 4 minutes in, I am going to do this demo. So, first thing I want to demo is calf pops. Tickle in my throat. Okay. First thing I want to demo is calf pops. Now this is a really good warm up for working on maximum speed kind of days. When you're working on your sprint day, this is a really good warm up to do to help build stiffness in your leg. And again, I will go into what stiffness versus compression is in my other video. This one is just going to demo it. So, calf pops, all they are. What are you going to do? You're going to stay up on your toes, heels of the floor, up on your balls of your feet, and you're literally going to imagine you're skipping without bending anything except using your calves. So no knee bend, no hip bend, literally just like that. That's all you're going to do on the spot, not letting your heels touch the ground. That's all it is. There's nothing to it. All you don't want to do, you want to make sure you're not bending your knees, you're not doing this. That's very compressive. That's not what we're looking for. And you don't want to be shooting your hips back. You don't want to be doing that. That's also compressive. So that's the first progression. You start on the balls of your feet and literally up and down on your calf, just like that, right? Now, once you get good at that, you find it pretty easy and your heels aren't hitting the floor. That's when I want you to put a bit of movement in. Say give yourself 10 meters. I have like 3 meters here, but give yourself 10 meters. Up on your toes, you're gonna start jumping forward. Little jumps forward, not moving hips back, and once you get better, you can do bigger jumps. Just do like that. Again, try not to move your hips. The next progression after that is gonna be calf bops into a calf hop. So you're gonna start here, you're gonna go 1, 1, 2, 3, hop, 1, 2, 3, hop, just like that. Look like you're doing the can-can. With all of these, you will look like you're an idiot, but that means you're doing it right. Not always, but you get my point. You're gonna look like a bit of an idiot when you do these. You're just kinda gotta swallow that pride and just think you'll be able to run faster. So that's what that one is. That's the next progression after you've gotten good at moving forward while staying stiff. Once you're really good at that, you can do it on one leg, up on the ball of your foot, jumping forward, or just on the spot, and moving forward like that, doing that on each leg. I am by no means good enough, really, to do it on one leg. I'm probably still at the stage for myself where I got to do it just hopping on both. Because again, as a powerlifter myself, I don't really have to be quite that stiff and that explosive. Okay, so that's the calf pops. Next thing I wanted to talk about was cycle running. So this is another warm-up I put in for my sprint days, is cycles, leg cycles while running, or cycle running. So literally all it is, it's like an accentuation of the form for sprinting. So it's literally going to be knee up high, sorry, no it's not. It's going to be heel to your butt, knee up high, and then driving your foot down into the floor directly underneath you. Now again, by no means am I doing this perfectly. Yeah, I'm not a sprinter. I haven't done sprinting training for about 2 years. But what you do, heel, knee, and down driving underneath you. That is a leg cycle. Knee and driving down underneath you. What I'm going to get you to do, start doing it while you're walking. Walk, literally just take a step, just like that, and do it on the other leg as well. Bang, through, like that. Get some explosive, really want to stamp the ground there. And then finally work into where you can do it while you're running, just like that. That's where you want to work into. Eventually you should be able to just cycle on both legs like that. It's a bit hard to demo here, but that's basically the way. So start off walking, go nice and slow, work on the stamp, and then get into a bit of a jog. So that's a leg cycle. Again, a bit of mobility, but also just working on that, that motion for the sprint. Now you probably won't be doing exactly that when you're running on a rugby field. You don't need to be quite that precise with the form, but it's a good thing to emulate. So the next thing we're going to do, sorry about the coughing by the way, I've been doing a lot of speaking, trying to get the right video. So, is reverse running, which is literally just the opposite of a cycle. You're going to imagine you're running backwards. Now, when running backwards, a lot of people think, that's running backwards. That's not really running backwards, it's like shuffling backwards. We're not shuffling backwards and we're not jogging backwards, we are running backwards. So, picking up your leg, guess I'm going to do it this way. So, knee up, stepping, so knee first, heel to butt, so you can see I'm doing exactly the opposite of what I did before, and back like that, running backwards, bang, bang, like that. I am running backwards. I'm literally, imagine you were sprinting and then you play that in reverse, that is backwards running. You start off with a backwards run walk, so here, bang, like that, and slowly build up your speed. Again, just a really good way to warm up. Should be able to run faster doing it than you could do it like that. And it's a good way to warm up, get everything moving, and again, re-ingrain that motion for your sprinting. So that's the ones I wanted to talk about for like a sprint day. The next one I wanted to talk about is my change of direction day. I'm not sure if there's anything too out there here. Like I've got skips, jog, hamstring, leg swings, downward dog, dynamic one, calf stretch there, some walking lunges, but the only one I really want to talk about was what I call funny walks. And it's literally just walking in different ways on your feet, just to get your ankles a bit warmed up. So what it is, first one, give yourself like 20 meters, up onto the balls of your foot, and just walking on the balls of your foot like that. Bang, pretty straightforward. Nothing too excessive there, get a bit of a calf raise in. Next one, on your heels, just like that. And again, walking through like that, bang, 20 meters. That's going to work the front of your legs in that one. Come around, next one on the outside of your feet. Probably see it there. I'm pushing on the outside of my feet and walking there. We're just trying to strengthen those muscles around the outside of your ankle, and just around your ankle. And the last one, walking on the inside of your feet, just like that, looking like a bit of a penguin, and walking through there. So that's literally all I wanted to show you with the funny walks. That's all they are. And finally, I've got, I think, just one for my power and strength day. It's pretty straightforward. It's basically what you'd see in any regular session doing anything. It's nothing that special. In fact, I've written warm-up standard there. So that's a pretty straightforward warm-up. That is the same in the rest of them. However, the one I've got there is reactive box jumps and a sprinter A stance. So these two here, you know, yeah, and a side-to-side hop in fact as well. So we'll start with a sprinter A stance because that's probably the one that's most like, what the hell you mean by that? The other one are pretty intuitive. You pretty much should be able to get what they are. But a sprinter A stance, that's a bit different. Oh God, I'm talking way too much. Okay, so a sprinter A stance. You're going to start in this kneeling position like this. So 1 foot back, up onto your toes if you can. This foot here. What you're going to do, imagine you're holding a weight plate. At first, we're not going to start with a weight plate. We're going to start with just the hands. And bring that, imagine you're holding a weight plate, you know, around, down on your side like that. You're going to be ready up on your toe, up through your heel, and what you're literally going to do is drive into the air and get your hands above your head. So like this. Bang, like that, bringing your knee up as you do it. And you're going to try and stay really stiff as you do it. You're also going to get a little pop, like a calf pop, through your front leg. So as I come around, bang, like that. Now again, you're going to want to try and be a little bit more stable than I am even. But here, bang, that's probably the best one there. You're going to really try and explode up and then hold that position. Hold that position like that after you've exploded up out of the floor. And the intent you have to bring this is I'm trying to get up as quick as I can. So here, bang, like that, like you're taken off into a sprint. So you're going to go 5 of each side of those. That's pretty straightforward there. Now when you get better and better, once you can do that really quick and you can hold it really stable, that's when you get like a 5 kilo weight plate and you start doing all that, and then like a 10 kilo and you work your way up. So that's it, you do that on both sides. Next one's side to side hops. These are pretty straightforward. Like I'm pretty sure most of you will understand what I mean, but just to demo, I'm going to be on one leg, just like this, and literally jump to the side, hold your balance, like so. That was not very graceful. That's what you're going to do, and jump to the other side like that. Nice, and try and stick the landing each time. Slowly drive yourself further and further apart. See how you go. So that's what you're doing with the side to side hop. And you do that on both sides. If you don't stick the landing, don't count the rep. That's going to work your glutes a bit, and that's going to work your stability. The next one I want you to do is a reactive box jump. Now, reactive box jump, I'm not really going to demo here because I really don't want to piss my neighbors off too much. But basically, let's explain it, is you have a box jump, a bench, something, preferably not too high, probably about 12 inches, you know. Want to be about that high, right? Yep. Not a whole foot, a foot's probably going to be too much. You could do it, but probably about that high is what you want, nothing too much. You're going to start up at the top of the box jump. Imagine I'm at the top of the box jump right now. I'm then going to step off my box, bang, as I hit the floor. I'm going to step off, bang, and jump back up. So step off, and back up. So as soon as you touch the floor, bang, you're trying to explode back up. Again, same thing with the calf pops, you're trying to be really reactive. As soon as you feel yourself touch the floor, bang, you want to be off the floor again, and up onto the box. Doesn't matter how high it is, you're trying to work on that reaction, that springiness, that stiffness. So that's a reactive box jump there. Hopefully you get what I mean with that one. But again, I don't want to do it in my living room because I'm going to piss off whoever's underneath me, I reckon, if I do that. Also, I don't have anything to jump off. Anyway, if you have any questions, leave it down in the comments or on our Facebook group if you're in the Northern Saints, because or private message me on Facebook. I'm more than happy to help you out and explain anything more things. But that's pretty much it for this one. It's pretty straightforward. And yeah, team, have a good one. And I hope this YouTube video of my extremely high production quality has been helpful.